All of the NATO allies agreed with us, but they don't want to, despite the fact that we helped them so much.
Just ahead, we have the latest on the war in Iran, with President Trump complaining about the lack of help from U.S. allies.
Also, coming up, gas prices are rising nationwide, and many families are struggling with grocery prices. We check out the situation here in one OC city. And long lines at TSA, plus canceled flights. We have the latest on problems at some of the nation's busiest airports. That story, plus your weather and sports, just ahead on Chapman News.
From Orange, California, live from Dodge College of Film and Media Arts, this is Chapman News.
Good afternoon and welcome to Chapman News. I'm Lindsay Johnson.
And I'm Isaac Persky. Our top story today, new developments in the Iran war.
In another potentially major blow to the Iranian regime, Israel today says it has killed the country's security chief, Ali Larijani.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and I have instructed the IDF to continue hunting the leadership of the terror and repression regime in Iran and to repeatedly sever the head of the octopus and not allow it to grow.
At the White House today, President Trump criticized U.S. allies for not providing military support, but also claims the U.S. does not need their assistance.
But they don't want to, despite the fact that we helped them so much. We have thousands of soldiers in different countries all over the world, and they don't want to help us, which is amazing.
Meanwhile, the head of the National Counterterrorism Center has resigned in protest of the war. Also today, the president repeated that he may intervene in Cuba, saying he would, quote, take that country, but not providing any details. Right now, because of a blockade, Cuba is receiving no oil and is experiencing an island-wide blackout.
The war in Iran is leading to some higher prices here at home. If you feel like you've been having to stretch your dollars lately, you're not alone. I visited a couple of locations here in Orange this week to check gas and grocery prices.
We all know inflation has gotten pretty bad over the past year. And here in Orange County, some people say it feels like it costs money just to even go outside. Over the past 12 months, the Consumer Price Index has risen by about 2.4%. That's almost a 0.3% increase each month. So if you feel like things are getting more expensive by the day, you're not entirely wrong. Gas prices have specifically seen a sharp increase over the last few weeks after the U.S. attacked Iran in late February. Here in Southern California, this has caused prices to reach more than $5 per gallon. We spoke to a couple people here at the ExxonMobil gas station in Orange, and they said rising prices are definitely being felt.
I worked for a company where we were service and we always drove, and that was killing a lot of our prices, and it raised the customers' prices up where they were stopping a lot of the services because they had to cut back. So yeah, it affects everybody.
But there are a few things that drivers can do if they want to save money on gas. Consider things like carpooling or removing heavy items from your car. Even simple things like keeping proper tire pressure and avoiding rapid acceleration can help improve your gas mileage. The price of groceries has also been a big issue. Here at Albertsons in Orange, we've checked the prices of some basic staples. The price of eggs peaked about a year ago when it was on average more than $6 for a dozen. Now it's back down to an average of nearly $3. The price of milk has been holding steady for the past year at about $4 a gallon. Same thing with bread. It's been about $1.80 for the past year on average. Those stats are from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. With prices continuing to fluctuate, many consumers just say they're going to have to find more ways to save. Reporting in Orange, I'm Isaac Persky with Chapman News.
Security lines are getting longer at some of the nation's busiest airports now that TSA agents are working without pay. Many TSA agents say they live paycheck to paycheck and cannot afford to go without pay. Some are not showing up for work. The TSA is part of the Department of Homeland Security, which is not being funded due to a stalemate in Congress. This has angered the union representing TSA agents.
TSA officers are proud to serve and want to work, but they cannot continue to do so without pay. We demand immediate action to ensure these employees are compensated and treated with the dignity they deserve.
The CEOs of major airlines have sent a letter to Congress urging lawmakers to figure out a way to pay the TSA workers.
The most significant affordable housing legislation in 35 years is headed to the House after passage in the Senate last week. However, several challenges still lie ahead. The bill aims to boost the supply of new housing by getting rid of some federal regulations and promoting programs that benefit the existing housing supply. A similar package was approved by the Senate, but the language and incentives in the new legislation will be the deciding factor. According to Fidel Lawandi, the director of Hogue Center for Real Estate Finance here at Chapman.
There's always two sides to the story. You got to make it attractive for lenders to be willing to lend. You got to be attractive. You make it attractive for Wall Street to be willing to securitize these mortgages and turn them into mortgage-backed securities. So it's a delicate balance, but the general idea of it is great.
Observers say disagreements among House Republicans may cause the bill to fizzle out. And President Trump, despite his support for the bill, says he will not approve it unless his voter ID proposal requiring proof of U.S. citizenship for voter registration is passed.
Police departments across Orange County are now using drones, which they say helps them to respond to emergencies faster. Cities including Huntington Beach, Irvine, Santa Ana, Newport Beach, and Laguna Beach have all launched Drone as a First Responder programs. The drones launch from rooftops during emergency calls and send real-time video to officers. The Huntington Beach Police Department recently used a drone to spot a suspected shoplifter. The department says the drone captured the vehicle's license plate and helped officers track down the suspect. While police say the technology helps them respond quickly and safely, some residents have raised privacy and policy concerns.
Traffic in Southern California is already rough, and the 2028 Summer Olympics could make it worse. 15 million athletes and fans are expected to attend the games. California has received over $90 million in federal funding to improve public transportation. A proposed rail line that would have connected Orange County to Los Angeles was canceled. The plan now focuses on adding 1,700 buses to move athletes and fans between venues. Some communities, like Jessica Kenny, are worried about what the increased traffic could mean for their daily drive.
People are going to come here to, see it, and, they could be staying in Orange County or LA. So, my thoughts are, yeah, it's going to impact the commute, and I'm not looking forward to that.
Officials say the expanded bus service and dedicated lanes will help, but with no new rail service, Orange County commuters could face serious delays in 2028.
It sure has been hot these past couple days.
I'll say, Abby Harsh is here to tell us more about how long this heat spell will last.
Thank you, Isaac. Let's take a look at what's happening right here now in Orange. We're sitting at a warm 80 degrees under bright sunny skies. It feels like 89 degrees, so bit of a jump there. There is no wind at 0 miles per hour, and humidity is sitting around 37%. Visibility has been great the past couple of days with a 0% chance of rain, so it's a great time to enjoy the sunshine. Looking around the region, temperatures have some variation across the county. We're seeing high temperatures more inland, which is pretty typical at 100 degrees in Riverside and near 100 in Anaheim, Corona, and Orange. You can see why people love the coast here in OC because the coast is much cooler with Huntington and Newport sitting in the 70s and Laguna a little bit warmer at 84. Our 5-day Fenestra forecast today is our highest temp this week at 96 degrees. Our low for the day is 63. So maybe wait for the sun to set a little bit before going out. Wednesday is cooling off a little bit to 93 degrees. And by Thursday and Friday, we're staying at 92 degrees with lows of 60 degrees. Saturday in Orange will be around 86 degrees, which should offer some relief from the high temperatures of the week. There's no chance of rain for the rest of the week and minimal winds. High temperatures across the southwestern U.S. are expected to climb 10 to 30 degrees above average from California all the way to Colorado. All of this red and orange you see here indicates temperatures will be 20 to 30 degrees above average. This comes with heat advisories spreading across Southern California, including areas of Los Angeles, Ventura, Santa Barbara, San Bernardino, and Riverside counties. As temperatures are forecast to hit triple digits this week, this heat wave is expected to start this morning and last until 8 p.m. on Friday. The National Weather Service is advising the public to drink plenty of water, avoid outdoor activities, and stay indoors in air-conditioned spaces. That's all for me now. More on the national weather coming up.
I'm Isabel Sevilla, live in Santa Ana. Coming up, I'll talk to you more about what the city's doing to protect some of the art and murals in the area.
Celebrating the Woman of the Year here in Orange County. Find out more about the educator who is this year's honoree. Our Abby Harsh has the story after the break.
Got a new house. I think I finally found a place that I call home.
Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
We said we'd never give in to a meltdown.
Mariella.
Never leave the house looking, well, and never let them out of our sight. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock.
1 in 10 kids vape. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Talk to your child about vaping today.
When you walk around downtown Santa Ana, you'll see many murals and other public art.
That's right, but some of those historical and cultural murals are forgotten and unprotected. Chapman News reporter Isabella Sevilla joins us live to talk about what the city is planning to do about that.
Thank you, Lindsay and Isaac. I'm here in Santa Ana in front of some of the murals that make the downtown area so special.
Take a look at this mural. Viva Santa Ana, created in 2016, celebrates the city's Chicanx roots. But now the 60 by 30 foot wall is almost completely covered by graffiti. To protect art like this, the City Council is considering a public art and preservation policy, directing how murals, sculptures, and monuments in public areas and parks would be maintained. Alicia Rojas is the director and co-founder of the Santa Ana Community Artists Coalition. She's an advocate for mural preservation and calls the city California's open-air museum.
The history of the city is reflected in the walls, and I think for many years, the youth of the communities found belonging and being able to get pride in a place where we're being told, maybe in Orange County, that we don't belong or that, we're not from here.
Under the proposal, the city would be responsible for the maintenance and conservation of public art that is located on any city-owned or controlled property. For Rojas, the policies are a historic start, but should also protect artists.
I think the city's moving into asking artists to waive their rights for any new public art commission that might happen. And I think when you ask an artist to waive their rights, we need to have a policy so we understand that, maybe our work will be in good hands, that there will be a process.
The public art policy is now available on the city's website and will be discussed at this Thursday's Arts and Culture Commission meeting. If you'd like to submit any feedback, you can contact the emails on your screen, or you can join the discussion at Council Chambers this Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Live in Santa Ana, I'm Isabella Sevilla reporting for Chapman News.
The city of Newport Beach is hoping to avoid a repeat of past spring break issues. There were almost 500 arrests this time last year. The city council voted to increase fines for noise violations and public intoxication, in some cases tripling the penalties. Lifeguards we talked to say the spring break crowds are a challenge.
For us,
It's just more preparation. I mean, we gotta like mentally be prepared. It's the same thing every single day, but those crowds make a huge difference. So basically, we kind of just have to know the timing, like know the beach, and that's why we're there.
With thousands expected to visit in the coming weeks, city officials advise residents and tourists to help keep the community safe and celebrate responsibly.
It's Women's Heritage Month, and here in OC, one educator is being recognized as Woman of the Year. Chapman News reporter Abby Harsh has the story.
It's California women who go above and beyond for their community. Each member of the state assembly selects one honoree from their district. Locally, for the 70th district, Dr. Gabriella Maffei has been selected. Maffei has been superintendent of Garden Grove Unified School District, the third largest district in Orange County, for 13 years. She says she learned at an early age the importance of giving back and serving her community.
So my mom raised me with a lot of understanding, serving others, and the best interest of, in the best interest of those who need the most help.
A LA native, Maffei always knew she wanted to be a teacher. After spending many years in the classroom, Maffei joined Garden Grove Unified School District as a principal and eventually worked her way up to superintendent. A top administrative job is something she never expected. But she says the real joy in her job comes from supporting students and their families.
Later today, I'll be going to a student advisory group, and I go around to each of the high schools on Monday, and I talk to the students about what's going on at their school, what's going well, what is more challenging, and we fix things.
Assemblyman Tree Ta selected Dr. Maffei for the Woman of the Year award. He says Maffei also had the support of several community members.
With her leadership and dedication, she really helped the student to achieve a lot of achievement. I feel really thankful for her leadership.
This is Abby Harsh reporting for Chapman News.
College basketball, March Madness, and betting all go hand in hand for many Americans. But experts are worried about the risks that betting poses for college students. Sports betting is on the rise in 18 to 25-year-olds, despite it being illegal in 11 states, including California. Experts say sports betting poses a threat to college students because of its addictive nature.
There's this concept that the brain doesn't fully develop until you're like 25. And so the part that doesn't develop is risk assessment. And so if that is even 5 to 10% less than 100% developed, it's as easy to overlook that there may be some risks here.
If you or someone you know is struggling with this, you can call 1-800-522-4700 for more help.
Just 3 days from the start of spring, and California is definitely feeling it.
Very true, Lindsay, but that is not the case for the rest of the country. Abby Harsh is here to tell us more about some of the impact of the winter storms.
Thank you, Isaac. Millions of Americans along the East Coast can breathe a sigh of relief as the reports of wind damage and flurry warnings are narrowly missing half a dozen states. Fox Weather explains that this is a phenomenon called convective contamination, a series of showers and thunderstorms developed before the primary cold front moved in. These storms acted as sponges, soaking up the moisture or convective available potential energy that the cold front needed to fully erupt. While many states have avoided this, not all are having the same experience. In Chicago, you can see temperatures of 23 degrees, but they still managed to have their St. Patrick's Day celebration and dye the river green on Saturday. Now, vicious storms are tearing through the upper Midwest and Great Lakes region, leaving hundreds of thousands without power, and more than 2 feet of snow have fallen in Michigan and Wisconsin since Sunday, just days after a major windstorm blew through Chicago, Minneapolis, and Wisconsin. Air travel has been paused through many major Midwest hubs, causing flight delays nationwide. That's all from me on weather. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, Abby. I'm Lisa Pressler. Today is the day. The big dance is about to get underway. We'll talk about March Madness and more coming up in sports.
I'm Natalie Lau, and coming up, new bachelor degree programs will soon be offered at California community colleges. I'll have that story after the break.
loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love is the majority. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our every day.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas. You know it's true. Mom, we love you always. Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
It's finally here, March Madness.
Lisa Pressler joins us live with that and more in sports. Lisa?
Thanks, Isaac and Lindsay. Welcome, everyone, to the Panther Sports Roundup. We're just a couple hours away from the start of March Madness. Selection Sunday for the NCAA men's basketball tournament took place this past weekend, and the brackets are now set. More than 64 teams are competing. The top seeds, Arizona, Duke, and Michigan, lead the betting odds. But if it's anything like last year, upsets are bound to happen. Play gets underway today at 3 p.m. Pacific with number 16 seeds Howard and UMBC leading off in Dayton, Ohio. Iran is requesting to move its World Cup match out from Los Angeles to Mexico, but it appears FIFA will not grant that request. Meanwhile, the U.S. men's soccer national soccer team will hold its training camp at Great Park in Irvine. The team will train here in OC. There are 8 matches scheduled for June at SoFi Stadium. Irvine Mayor Larry Argan says, quote, Irvine is proud to welcome the players, coaches, and supporters from around the world to our great city for one of the world's most celebrated sporting events. Although training sessions will be closed to the public, FIFA requires teams to host one limited community event. The time and day in Irvine has not yet been announced. Lastly, Team USA is headed to the 2026 World Baseball Classic Final tomorrow, where they will play Venezuela. Team USA reached the final by beating the Dominican Republic 2-1. The game's biggest moment came in the 4th inning. Gunnar Henderson tied the game with a solo home run, and Roman Anthony followed with a back-to-back home run to give Team USA a 2-1 lead. It was a close game to the end, with the U.S. pitcher limiting the Dominican Republic to only 1 run. The championship game starts tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern in Miami. This has been the Panther Sports Roundup. I'm Lisa Pressler. See you next time.
Thanks, Lisa. California's higher education system could be seeing a huge shift.
Chapman News reporter Natalie Lau joins us live in studio to tell us what that change could mean for students.
Thanks, Lindsay and Isaac. As someone who started at community college and went through the transfer process myself, I've seen firsthand how community college can shape a student's path. California's community colleges are now taking things a step further.
State lawmakers have approved several new bachelor's degree programs to be offered by community colleges. These degrees will help address workforce shortages. Victor DeVore, Dean of Student Services at the San Diego Community College District, says the goal is to make bachelor's degrees more accessible.
Community colleges would just be able to offer a different avenue for students where their local CSU or UC may not offer that degree. And it's also the other advantage of it is a lot more affordable for students.
The newly approved programs include a cyber defense degree at Moore Park College, a physical therapist assistant program at San Diego Mesa College, and a transborder environmental design degree at Southwestern College. Students I talked with are excited.
That's just going to change the game. That's just going to change how people go and educate themselves. That's going to change how they get their degrees, and that's going to it's going to alleviate a lot of stuff for people.
I think if you really want to get into the workforce faster, that's a great option. That's something I'd probably do.
Under California law, community colleges can offer bachelor's degrees if the programs meet a clear labor market demand and do not duplicate programs already offered at four-year universities. However, there are some concerns about how the new degrees will be implemented.
A lot of times it's been a lot of just back and forth discussions and open dialogue with the CSUs. I know one of the aspects, is that we're not, duplicating any course or program offerings offered at the local CSUs. And so I think that's really trying to show that we're not really taking away your students, we're actually trying to provide more education opportunities for students.
As community colleges introduce more bachelor's programs, they're opening new doors for students and helping build a stronger future for California's workforce. For students navigating the transfer process, like I once did, those pathways are expanding, creating more opportunities than ever before. This is Natalie Lau reporting for Chapman News.
Thanks, Natalie. Coming up on this St. Patrick's Day, we'll take you to Long Beach to visit one of SoCal's most authentic Irish pubs.
Simone Jackson, and coming up, some college students are changing their spring break plans after recent safety concerns. That story after the break.
Good afternoon. I'm Natalie Ross. And I'm Samantha Thomas.
Good afternoon and welcome to Chapman News. I'm Steve.
Good afternoon and welcome to this
Welcome to
edition of Chapman News.
Since 2010, Chapman News has been covering weather, entertainment, sports, politics, and news, broadcasting from Dodge College's Marionette Studios.
As the only live newscast in Orange County, our journalists aim to highlight local, statewide, and national communities.
We're here to provide the most accurate, engaging, and relevant news for our community.
Tune in to our nationally recognized and award-winning newscast, Chapman News.
Watch locally on Channel 6 or on our YouTube to stay updated with the latest.
Hollywood's biggest night, the Oscars, featured some historic moments. One battle after another dominated the night, taking home 6 awards, including Best Picture and Best Director, marking the first Oscar wins for acclaimed filmmaker Paul Thomas Anderson. Sinners also had a strong showing, with 4 wins. Michael B. Jordan earned his first Oscar for Best Actor, while Autumn Durald Arkapaw made history as the first woman ever to win Best Cinematography. In the Best Actress category, Jessie Buckley took home the award for her performance in Hamnet, continuing her award season sweep. The ceremony also introduced a brand new category for Best Casting and featured a rare tie in live-action short, only the 7th tie in Oscars history.
Mexico is a popular spring break destination for many American college students.
But this year, some students are rethinking their plans following increased violence in Mexico as well as travel warnings. Chapman News reporter Simone Jackson joins us now with more.
Thank you, Isaac and Lindsay. Yes, Cabo San Lucas and Puerto Vallarta are usually the go-to spring break spots. However, after the killing of a top drug cartel leader, some parts of Mexico have been rocked by violence, and tourists are being urged to be cautious.
Travel agents and the U.S. government say it is important that tourists traveling to Mexico stay informed, but some college students I talked to are not put off by the recent violence.
We looked up like the U.S. Travel Advisory and the Department of State, what they were saying. And for Cabo, it just said increased caution. It wasn't like reconsider travel or do not travel. So we didn't really think about canceling our trip.
But others have been forced to change their plans.
We thought that it would probably fizzle out, or because we were staying in a college town and resort, that it probably wouldn't affect us. But then as we saw more stuff come out, we were like, this is probably not a good idea. And I think it was just 2 days later, Just College reached out and said that the trip was just canceled, which was probably a good move, but we were really upset.
Spring break is a busy travel time for John Wayne Airport here in Orange County. Airport officials say there is a sense of uncertainty among some travelers.
Our numbers continue to grow for spring break, but you will see sometimes people start canceling tickets because they have a fear for their own safety, and there's just kind of volatility in the world right now.
For the most up-to-date travel advisory information, you can visit travel.state.gov. And whether you're traveling far or staying local, take a much-needed break from Canvas and Outlook. But most importantly, stay safe. I'm Simone Jackson, reporting for Chapman News. Back to you guys at the desk.
All this talk about St. Patrick's Day is really making me wonder what some authentic Irish food would taste like.
Me too. Well, our reporter Lauren Besso went out to Long Beach to check out a pub that is known for serving just that.
Long Beach likes to have fun celebrating St. Patrick's Day, and right at the heart of that celebration is the city's first authentic Irish pub, the Auld Dubliner. This restaurant and pub celebrates Irish culture all year long, but St. Patrick's Day is extra special. They have been hosting events leading up to the big day, and the fun is not stopping anytime soon.
A pub is essentially a public house. Everybody goes there after work, gets drinks to decompress, celebrations. Seeing that on Patty's, the energy, the fun vibes, everybody kind of the camaraderie that everybody kind of has. It's really nice to see together.
The Auld Dubliner was founded in 2004 by David Copley, who was born and raised in Limerick, Ireland, and Eric Johnson, who grew up in Long Beach. The restaurant and pub has become a consistent favorite for locals for the past 22 years.
We've been doing it right for over 20 years. Guinness overflowing, whiskey all over the place, live music basically all day long. It really just brings everybody together, and everybody has a good time for sure.
So the next time you're craving anything from some authentic Irish cuisine, one of the largest whiskey collections in all of SoCal, or a good place to socialize, be sure to give the Auld Dubliner in Long Beach a try. Reporting for Chapman News, I'm Lauren Besso.
So that sounds delicious. I'm happy to say that we have some menu items from the restaurant here with us to try out.
Yum. Yes, first off, we have an Irish brown bread that the restaurant serves as either whole loaf or just a slice on the side of your meal.
All right, unlike most breads, there is no yeast in this, but it is instead leavened by baking soda and buttermilk, and it's supposed to have lots of rich flavors. So I say let's give it a try.
Take a try.
Let's go for it.
Can I get some butter in there?
Some traditional
It's a little
Irish
hard
delicacies.
than
One
I thought it
thing
was
is
gonna
that it's extremely fragrant. Okay.
Oh my god.
I would say it's good.
Crunchy. I like it.
Yeah. No, it's definitely like a little more bland of a taste, but I think that there's a right time for it. Oh wait, and there's some butter here too, so maybe we should add some butter on top, and that would help out a little bit.
Yeah. Did you guys know that people first started making this in 1840 as a quick and easy way to make some bread?
No.
That's incredible.
I like it.
Okay. Well,
right.
Next up we have some shepherd's pie. This is a dish that originated in the British Isles in the late 18th or early 19th century.
All right, we're taking our
little
taste
taste
test.
Right.
Okay, this dish is from the Auld Dubliner, and it's made of lamb, beef, carrots, peas, onions, and is topped with mashed potatoes. So let's take a bite.
Yeah.
People
I
first
love
started
to
making
get on
this
my
dish
fork.
as a resourceful way to use leftovers to make a whole new meal, which I'm gonna start trying out on my own because I have a lot of leftovers out there.
Have any of you tried shepherd's pie before?
No.
I have. When I went to London, I got to try it, and I absolutely loved it.
Okay. It's good.
It's nice.
I know.
It's like a chicken pot pie, kind of.
Yeah,
I would
it's really
compare it
yummy.
to one of those.
Right,
That's pretty
exactly.
Thank you guys for joining us for our taste test.
This has been honestly so fun to try different foods from Irish culture on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, I think I can safely say now that I could live in 18th century Ireland.
I mean, you have the hat and everything.
Yeah,
Here we go.
absolutely.
Yep. And here in Orange County, you can join the celebration at local Irish pubs by stopping by the Old World Huntington Beach Irish Fest, featuring Irish folk music and food, or celebrate Patrick the Goat's birthday at Tanaka Farms in Irvine.
And whether you're wearing green, meeting friends, or just looking for a little extra luck, St. Patrick's Day is the perfect excuse to celebrate.
Well, I'm feeling like I'm in the St. Patty's Day spirit.
I was gonna say we're all wearing our green.
I
know,
agree.
right?
I think we should all go celebrate after this.
Let's go celebrate.
Well, have a happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm Lindsay Johnson.
And I'm Isaac Persky. Thanks for watching, and be sure to follow us on our social media and check out our website. We have our spring break next week, but we will see you in April. Let's go to O'Hara's.
Oh, another bite?
This is good.
Oh.